Thank you for joining us here today. I am pleased to be joined by several wonderful people for this announcement, including Tracy Bednard, the CEO of Explore Edmonton, Sandra DeGraff, the Director of Domestic Competitions for Volleyball Canada, and Carter Schenk, a homegrown athlete who will be competing in his own backyard during the 2025 Volleyball Canada Youth National Championships. I'm proud to stand here this morning to share that Alberta's government is continuing to strengthen our province's sporting legacy and position Alberta as a hub for sporting events and sports fans as a leader in sport tourism. I'm pleased to announce that Alberta's government is investing more than $1.2 million through the Major Sporting Events Grant Program to host 12 major sporting events in the province over the next 3 months, 5 of which are international competitions and 7 national championships. These 12 events span communities across Alberta, from Taber to Lloydminster, Canmore, Calgary, and beyond, as well as spanning a variety of different sports, including basketball, mountain biking, water skiing, shooting, and more. As you may have noticed behind me, there are some young athletes practicing their volleyball skills, and that's because one of the events that we are able to support through this round of the Major Sporting Events funding is the 2025 Volleyball Canada Youth National Championships, which is taking place right here in Edmonton's Expo Centre until May 25th. Each of these 12 major sporting events will attract athletes and fans to our province, injecting millions into the economies of the host cities. At the same time, each person who visits Alberta for these events or watches them online will get a glimpse of our province's world-renowned beauty and the warm hospitality, meaning they're sure to want to come back and see all that Canada's wild side has to offer. The Youth Volleyball Nationals alone will bring over 40,000 participants, coaches, and fans to Edmonton, and we're expecting to inject $53 million into the province's economy, and that's just one event. Later this week, Calgary will host Canada's largest annual judo competition with more than 1,000 participants, 100 of which are local athletes. This too will have a multi-million-dollar economic impact, benefiting Calgary's hotels, restaurants, and local businesses as participants and fans explore the Blue Sky City. But when it gets down to it, supporting major sporting events like these are about more than cementing our place as a leader in sport tourism and the economic benefits that it brings. It's about inspiring the next generation of Alberta athletes by giving them a front row seat to athletic excellence and a chance for our homegrown athletes to compete in front of the hometown crowd. Today's announcement is another chapter in our ongoing commitment to ensure Alberta remains the best place in the world to live, to play, and to visit. So thank you and good luck to all of our athletes. Now I will turn the time over to Tracy Bednard, the CEO of Explore Edmonton.
Thanks. That's so handy. Thank you for the step stool, Minister. We're so glad to be here, Explore Edmonton, alongside of all of you for this announcement. And we're really proud and appreciative to see the province recognize and celebrate the incredible impact that sports has on the vibrancy of our own community, as well as strengthening the economy. As the Minister said, events like the ones supported through sporting event funding builds on Edmonton's reputation as a world-class event host. And our reputation for hosting international events is not just known throughout Canada, but throughout the globe. We are consistently ranked in the top 40 sports cities worldwide, top 2 in Canada, and higher than cities you might think about like Amsterdam, Sydney, and Vancouver. And we're proud that Edmonton's reputation is well known and recognized within the tourism industry. You may know that Lonely Planet named Edmonton as one of the top 10 cities to visit in 2025. And on top of that, the Conference Board of Canada has projected Edmonton as the fastest growing economy in Canada. Again, demonstrating that tourism, community, and economic growth all play roles together. As the Minister noted, this event has a significant scale in terms of the attendees here. And on behalf of all Edmontonians, we want to welcome you all to the city. We hope you enjoy the Expo Centre, but don't spend all of your time here. And with that said, we're just incredibly pleased to see the continued investment from the province of Alberta. Minister Schow, I want to thank you and your team for showing your support for sporting events in the visitor economy, and it's not just through funding, but by partnering with us to secure these events. You build relationships with key sport leaders like Sandra, and you also attend these events, cheering on the athletes and coaches. So with that, I want to welcome you to Edmonton. Thank you, Sandra, and good luck, Carter.
Well, thank you very much for those remarks, Tracy. I want to thank you for your continued advocacy for tourism in Edmonton. Not just the city, but the province benefits from your tireless work. You also have an incredible team, and I know that you are very humble, and you will say that it's your team's work that gets this done, but every team needs a leader, and you are incredible, and we are very lucky to have you in the city of Edmonton. I will now invite Sandra DeGraff, the Director of Domestic Competitions for Volleyball Canada, to share her remarks.
Good morning, and thank you to the Government of Alberta and Minister Schow for your continued support of our national championships. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Volleyball Canada as we are in the midst of what will be an incredible month of volleyball in Edmonton. The Youth National Championships are Volleyball Canada's largest event of the year and the largest youth national sport event in Canada. Over the course of 3 weeks, we'll welcome more than 1,300 teams to the city representing 1,200 provinces and territories. That means over 40,000 athletes, coaches, referees, and spectators filling the halls of the Edmonton Expo Centre and bringing an estimated of $53 million economic impact to the local economy. We're especially proud to host nationals in Edmonton, a city with a long-standing commitment to sport and a proven track record to hosting world-class events. Alberta is well represented with over 480 teams from across the province, and so that's thousands of young Albertans competing on home soil in front of their friends and families, building memories that will last a lifetime. Beyond the competition, Nationals plays a key role in athlete development. Those athletes are the future of our national teams, and events like this fuel the pipeline of those teams. Equally important is inspiration it creates. Young kids in the stands seeing what is possible, and thousands of families coming together to celebrate sport. We're thrilled to see the event already in full swing and extend our thanks to the people of Edmonton, our partners, and the hundreds of people who make Nationals possible. We look forward to an unforgettable few weeks of volleyball in the city and wish all teams the best throughout the competition.
Thank you very much, Sandra. I am so excited about this volleyball tournament. This is really an example of the art of the possible when you put together an event this large. You can't see it off the camera, but there are multiple courts in this massive facility. It's a great facility, and I'm very grateful for Volleyball Canada for choosing Edmonton and continuing to choose Edmonton. I think that we put together a great show, and I'm grateful to Volleyball Canada. I will now invite Carter Shank, an athlete who will be competing right here with his team, the Valor Titans, in just a few days to share what it means to be able to compete in a major competition like this in the hometown. Carter?
Hello everyone. My name is Carter Shank, and I play for the U17 Valor Titans. I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm very excited to be competing in the upcoming Volleyball Canada Youth National Championships. Having such a huge national tournament in my home city is super exciting. It really pumps me up and my teammates and helps elevate our game. It really pushes us to be our best. There's nothing quite like having the opportunity to play against some of the best volleyball teams in Canada and be able to do it in my hometown, especially with my friends and family in the crowd cheering me on. It really makes it extra special. Volleyball, and all sports, is more than just a pastime. It's a way to make friends, sharpen your skills, and become a better person. It teaches you all sorts of useful life skills that will help you in the future. My personal favorite thing about volleyball is the teamwork involved. I love that it is a sport that requires your entire team to succeed. I love working together and collaborating with others, which is a huge reason why I love volleyball so much. To me, working together is such an important thing in life, and volleyball really helps me do that. Through volleyball, I've made quite a few lifelong friends that I'm very thankful for. Another thing I love about volleyball is how I get to meet so many different people and get so many new opportunities, like the opportunity to compete in nationals in my hometown in just a few days. I'd like to thank the Government of Alberta, Volleyball Canada, and all the event organizers for bringing the national championships back to Edmonton. And I look forward to competing and hopefully winning with my team. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Carter. We'll be rooting for you to get the W. Finally, I'd like to take a moment and thank the volunteers who make these major sporting events possible. It is thanks to your hard work and dedication that Alberta remains the best place to live, to play, and to visit. I also want to thank everyone else involved who doesn't necessarily get all the credit, but the referees, the coaches, the organizers, the people who drive the shuttle buses, whatever it is. These events like this don't come together without the help of so many hands, and so I'm grateful for them and want to acknowledge them. I will now pass it over to my press secretary, Amber Edgerton, for the question and answer portion of this announcement.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of the formal portion of this announcement. We'll now take questions from the media. We'll be taking one question, one follow-up each. Please state your name and outlet before asking a question. We're going to start in the room. If any media in the room have a question, there's the mic.
Hi, Kevin Sabson, Global News. Just wondering if you could speak to, from a government perspective, how does something like this all come together? How does the wheels get rolling on it?
Sure, that's a great question. So we have a number of partners involved in an event of this magnitude. So work with Volleyball Canada, work with Explore Edmonton, and a number of other local stakeholders who will come to us and they'll talk about the importance of the event and how it's going to benefit the local community. And we have a major sporting event grants that we are able to fund these organizations through. So this is not the first time we've hosted this event in Edmonton, and I love having it here, and it's such a huge success. So to us, it's a no-brainer.
Seeing no follow-up and no more questions in the room, we'll go to questions on the line and just give people a second to queue. Seeing no questions on the line, that brings us to the end of today's announcement. Thank you, everyone. If we didn't get to your question today, you can send me an email. My contact information is at the bottom of the news release.
Thank you, everyone.